Okay, so Saturday's my daughter's Sweet 16. We interviewed Father Maudsley Saturday, right?
Yep.
After the interview, I go in my backyard and I start working in the backyard to get everything ready. Everybody's coming about 5:30. It was like 90 degrees, insane humidity here. Broke my butt in the backyard. Like 2 o'clock, I finally finish and I sit down and I crack a beer. Everybody comes at 5:30, so I start drinking about 2 in the afternoon. Now, I wasn't heavy drinking. At no point was I like heavily intoxicated. Um, but because
Sometimes
I,
that
you know,
just low level, steady drinking throughout the
that's all it
day,
was all day.
that
Like
that will kill you. Like,
only drank beer. I didn't drink any hard liquor or anything. I only drank beer.
right.
The party started at 5:30. I was all excited because I had so many people around. I never stopped to eat. I never drank any water.
Oof.
1 a.m. I'm mid-sentence talking to my sister-in-law. My body just gives out and I go face first, planted down on the ground.
Man, only if that happened more often when you talk.
Mid-sentence. They couldn't wake me up for like 6 minutes. They called an ambulance. My wife thought I went into cardiac
I was gonna
arrest.
say that had to be like, I can't even imagine for your wife.
Like 6 minutes, unresponsive.
Man.
In my head, I hear everything going on around me. I could not respond. Like it was I was dehydrated on a level like I've never been in my life. So they finally get me up and I go to get up and I went right back down. My wife is hysterical, like thinking she lost her husband at her daughter's Sweet 16. I finally do come to, and I'm just like, just get me water. Just get me water. Water's the worst thing you could drink, by the way. So I'm like, I don't even know what I was thinking, but I just got fluids in me. The cops come in the backyard. Now, because it's my daughter's Sweet 16, I didn't want to scare my kids and have my daughter, the end of her party, her dad's in the hospital. So I was like, nah, guys, I'm okay. I'm okay. And I just hydrated as much as I could. But that scare, like, just I've been asking God. It's so weird because I've been asking God, please, God, help me give up cigarettes, man. Like vape, like just what I don't care what you have to do to me, just get me to give it up. Like dude, I've been smoking for 27 years, like the vape for 12. Right. So I'm like, and I don't smoke many cigarettes anymore because I switched to the vape. It'll be like after I eat, I'll have one or whatever. But this happened to me and I threw them all out Saturday night. I was like, I'm done. And it's been like, dude, I've tried to quit several times. I never make it a day. Like, I don't know. I never make it a day. I tell you, like, not even a temptation. Like, I've just been chewing on a straw. And it's like a miracle of grace in my life that God just removed.
And by tomorrow morning, all the physical effects of nicotine will be out of your body. So any urge you get at that point is just psychological
At that point, dude. I'm telling you, it was one of those things where it's both a horrific thing and a miracle all at once. Like, you know, when God just does something to you to just wake you up. It was just one of those things, man. I just
like like having a baby.
yeah, something like that. But I just been thinking constantly, like, I don't want to suffocate to death. I don't want to end up having COPD or cancer or emphysema where I'm like on an oxygen tank because I can't breathe.
Can you guys imagine Anthony on the channel speaking like this into the thing?
Oh, the tracheotomy and so the voice box. It'd be terrible. Oh, we're laughing. It was such a horrible thing, but yeah, between that and then
you have to laugh at that sort of stuff, otherwise.
And then yesterday was 9/11, man. And as a New Yorker on 9/11, like so many memories came back to me. Like one of my good friends lost two of his brothers.
Don, if you don't want to suffocate, you better get vaxxed.
Bring the comments up. I can't see the comments.
They just don't work the greatest. If locals in StreamYard can integrate,
So good with the
that would be
comments. It's
amazing.
so annoying that like I can't just see them on the right of the screen here.
And
It
like
really is
I have
annoying.
to zoom my Chrome super far in to make this worthwhile.
Yeah, thank God I am alive. Thank God. Like, listen to me. If you guys throw me a stupid, like, the slightest prayer, like, I'm not even kidding. I need all the prayers I could get. My wife went from wanting to kill me to being,
His wife might want all the prayers for dealing with
yeah,
the nicotine-free aunt.
but she's been praying for me to quit too, right? But she went
Yeah.
from being terrified to being so grateful I'm alive to wanting to punch me in the face for not taking care of myself. It's I don't know. I wonder if my voice will change. I have a very
talking like this.
I have a very smoky, gravelly voice, right?
Yeah,
Everybody
you do.
always makes fun of my gravelly voice. But yeah, so then yesterday was 9/11, and like I talked to my friend. My friend lost two of his brothers. They were both firemen, and just that day as a New Yorker was such a unique thing. Like I know the whole country dealt with it. How old were you, Rob?
I was in 7th grade. It happened in 2000. I mean, I would have been just almost 11. No, sorry, just almost 13.
So what, like you were in school, right? Did they stop school or anything? Did they call you guys
7th
all in?
grade science class.
Did
I
they turn the
walked in
TV
a
on?
seventh grade science class. The teacher had the TV on. The first plane had just, had hit. The tower was smoking. The second plane hit while we were in the science class. Then we went from there to health, and of course, health. Everyone had the TV. Like we went to all our classes throughout the day, all the different
Everybody just had
classrooms,
the TV on.
but everyone just had the TV on. So we were just going to a different classroom to watch the TV with a different teacher. I think in health is when the first tower came down. I forget the whole timeline. Like I forget when the Pentagon happened and all that. But yeah, that whole day. That's all. Well, that whole week. That's all we did.
The whole week, dude. That's the other thing. Like people talk about 9/11, but the aftermath. It was like months of just all you would do is like, especially in New York, every newspaper every day for months was just ground zero.
Because we were, well, then like it was the beginning or mid-November when we went into Afghanistan, right? I stayed up for days watching that on CNN, because it was the first war where we saw every part of it almost.
But that was Iraq. We went into Iraq first.
No. Iraq was 2003.
Wait, but oh, that's right. Oh, why? We went right into Afghanistan after that?
Yeah, we took what I forget the airport in Kabul, right? For like I watched that happen with 12-year-olds.
The Iraq invasion was televised. Like I remember them dropping bombs on TV,
right? Because Iraq, not so much in Afghanistan, but in Iraq, you had all the embedded reporters. So not only did you get like the footage, but you had actual like journalists there, too. Yeah.
So she was okay. So she was 22, just had her eldest. She go back to that comment. So she was 22, had my eldest. She was 4 months old. Hubby woke me up in the middle of the night saying America's under attack. So she's in Australia. So I was 19. And it was like I was old enough to like my wife was going to school in Manhattan, man. We were dating at the time, going to school in Manhattan. The phones were down. Like it was so insane that day, getting my wife, and it was just nuts. And then I told you, like the day, I don't know if it was the same day or September 12th. Me and my friend went to a flag store, bought every single American flag they had because I was laid off of work. I was like, I'm not working. What am I going to do? We went and bought every single American flag, like 400 or 500 American flags. And we just stood on the side of the road selling American flags. We got everything from you guys are amazing because everybody wanted flags. Everything from you guys are amazing to people throwing stuff at us for taking advantage of the crisis. And you should be giving these away for free. I'm like, what do you mean giving them away for free? You want to go buy a flag? Go buy a flag. What do you want from it?
It's an American flag. This isn't communism. You got to buy it.
This is capitalism, bro. None of the phones worked on 9/11. So like,
that's right. I remember hearing about that.
I was working in the city and not in Manhattan, though. I was in Far Rockaway, which is about 10 miles away, but it was such a clear day. You could see it clear as day through the sky. Now, my wife was in Manhattan, so her parents are freaking out. I got a hold of her.
Was she your wife at this point?
No, we were just dating.
Okay.
We were just dating. She was 19. She was in college. But she was going to SVA, which is the School of Visual Arts in Manhattan, which is in Gramercy Park, which it's probably about a half a mile away from the Trade Center. And I had to get her parents are freaking out because they couldn't get a hold of her. Like they're losing their minds, dude. Phones were not working. You could not get a call through. And I got a call through to her and got her out of there. And we finally got in touch with her parents at like 1 PM. And they were just like so relieved that I got her out of there, you know? That's so crazy to me that some of you guys barely remember it. It's one of those things where I
barely remember the way life was before it.
That's what I would think. Like you don't remember before it.
Like the whole, airport security. I'd been to an airport a few times before that. Oh gosh.
Okay.
All right. Our guest just called.
Our guest is here, guys.
Okay. So cool, guys.
All right. Listen to me. This is a very big guest. And
just be nice. Everyone.
I'm going to try. I'm going to do everything I can.
Yeah. Hello. Is this Avoiding Babylon?
Mr. President.
Yes, sir, it is.
All right. First off, let me explain to you exactly what happened there. I'm sitting at Illuminati headquarters playing pinochle with Curtis Strange, Bill Clinton, and the ghost of Tupac. And I look over. This is very serious. I look over on the news, and there are allegations about my sexual orientation. And I thought, this needs to be dealt with immediately. So I decided to call in to my favorite podcast, Avoiding Babylon, and discuss this with Anthony Abate, a.k.a. Tony Baloney, and my good friend Rob.
Sir, no, he's the situation, sir.
Rob, you don't even want to get me started. I'm more furious with you than I am with these yahoos on MSNBC. You're supposed to be my friends.
Mr. President, I have to ask you this because there's some very serious allegations that there was a gentleman on Tucker Carlson recently, and he made some accusations that you smoked crack cocaine with him.
Well, that's not half as bad as the things I've heard about you. You was playing pinochle with Bill Clinton. Should I tell the story about the last time y'all hung out in Vegas? Or what about you, Rob, when you told Pope you were going to hang out in Steubenville with your buddies, when in fact you were with Bill Clinton eating bat bush meat out in Wuhan? Remember that? You guys want to spread rumors.
I'm not trying to spread a rumor. I really want to understand
bat bush meat.
Patient zero over here.
Did you smoke crack cocaine with a male prostitute?
Now, these are very serious allegations. Here's what I will tell you. What even is crack cocaine? I mean, did I engage in morally questionable behavior? Is that your question?
You're the black man from Chicago. Maybe you should tell us what crack cocaine is.
Rob, you're on my list, buddy. Let me tell you. I've had about enough of you. I'm sitting there playing pinochle at the Smooth Water Country Club, Illuminati headquarters.
I have one question.
I see this stuff on the news. I cannot even believe it.
Mr. President, are you gay?
I mean, this is 2023. What is... We can't even define what a man and a woman is. I mean, technically, isn't everybody? I mean, at this point, that's the wonderful thing about America.
We have the inside scoop with former President Barack Obama, and we just want to know: are you gay or?
Sir, does your wife have an Adam's apple?
Let me tell you something. All right. First off, everybody knows I'm a huge fan of the LGBTQ plus CYA community. Everybody knows that. That being said, how dare you make that accusation against me? I can't believe you would call me that.
So what is it?
Even though I'm a friend of these people, it's a personal slander against me.
Well, it's a funny thing, like, because I know you want to be open to the alphabet community, but at the same time, like, no guy that's straight wants to be called gay, right? I mean, that's, I know you have to be careful.
I put down more game than you'll probably ever do in your life. Let me tell you.
I would assume so. Yes, sir.
I went to Harvard. I was a Harvard lawyer. You don't even want to know. And by the way,
why does he sound Texan?
Playing pinochle with my buddy Bill Clinton, who
you guys
I'm still salty
at
because even though everything I've accomplished, he still gets to go down in history as America's first black president. That's bullshit. Right. I can't even.
He said it.
Yes. So, speaking of lawyers, do you happen to know an elite lawyer in Texas?
I know many elite lawyers. Let me tell you about that guy you're talking about. He runs an off-brand podcast. They're one thing this day, they're another thing another day.
Show. Everybody knows it's you. Come on, just show us your face.
I've never heard of that individual. Would never listen to their show anyway. They're never on.
Put your camera on. Just come and hang with us now.
What's with the pinochle? I'll tell you what's with the pinochle. Clearly, that's one of the phrases he practiced in this accent quite a bit.
So this is us in our group chat today.
You guys have a good evening. I'm gonna go ahead and head on out of here, but I just wanted to set the record straight and let it be known that I will not tolerate these wild innuendos and accusations. That being said, it was great talking to you guys, and I hope you have a pleasant evening. And don't forget to get out there and vote several times if you can.
We hope that you come back on with us, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. That was great. I enjoyed it.
All right. We'll see you later.
Hold on. Mac says that this was better than trivia.
This is my idea, by the way. Mark does an awesome Obama. And I'm like, dude, you got to come on. And I want to ask you about the allegations of the crack cocaine. Dude, what other Catholic podcast? Honestly, come on. What are we giving you guys? Seriously, for all you people in here that are just watching the free stream, come on, guys. You're not going to get this anywhere else.
I just got a text. You guys blew my spot. You were never supposed to give in that it was me.
I really did. I shouldn't have. I ruined it. Oh, man. Margo caught it first. Margo was the first one to guess.
Mark might have just got a conversion.
Dude, oh my goodness. Vote for Anthony of your choice. Dude, this what a funny show we have. We went from talking about evolution to interviewing the president.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
We're gonna have to put that clip on YouTube, man.
Yeah,
we were just talking about 9/11.
Yeah, we were
somber 9/11 talk to interviewing President Obama.
Maybe we should edit out the one thing I said before we put it on YouTube.
I'm gonna edit before I blow the spot and say it's Mark too. So we'll cut, we'll trim some stuff out of that. But for those of you who are in for the actual locals and saw what we just did, you guys got that might be a good idea. Wait, I texted you
dehydration 9/11 Obama.
Wait, what did I text you?
I don't know. You were the one that was just talking about you texting me.
Yeah, no, I texted you. I thought you said what I texted you. That's why.
No.
Let's see, because there was a couple of things I did. Oh, let's talk about the followers on my.
Jason says that's the funniest segment I've ever seen. I was laughing so much. He goes to Mark. He goes, "They blew your spot, and then they blew your spot even more." I'm sure they love that I'm reading our group text right now.
Wait, let's go over my follower count. We don't have to. We don't really have to. I don't really have to get into too many details, but this guy, Rob, is accusing me of buying Twitter followers
all weekend. I'm texting him. I'm like, dude, all these because you got 1,000 followers in a day.
In a day,
right? And the whole time I'm like, dude, look at them. They're all Indian. They're all Arab. Did you go to like some shady website and buy followers?
This is what he's accusing. And I'm like, Rob, first of all, it's my daughter's sweet 16 today. I'm not even thinking about Twitter right now. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, I'm flipping out. I'm like, dude, I would never do that. And he's like riding me, making me think like I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like, every time I would check my account, I'd have another 150 followers. I'm like, what is going on here? I didn't get it. So it turns out somebody saw that Margot was a few hundred ahead of me, and they were like, let's get Anthony ahead of Margot.
I get a text from that someone on Saturday afternoon. I'm playing a prank on Anthony. Already in progress. I'll tell you what it is if you don't tell him who did it. I'm like, of course. The reply, he's going to be getting around 1,000 followers on Twitter from India. I paid one of those shady sites and targeted his account. It's Margot's fault. She was bragging that she had more followers. Not for long.
So literally yesterday, all I'm doing is scrolling through and I'm blocking them. So it went down about 250, but I left it slightly above Margot. Above Margot.
He goes, you should accuse him of buying followers. Tell him nobody gets that many followers for no reason.
And then I got Kennedy coming after me. Kennedy saying I'm buying them.
Oh no, there were multiple other people in on this and
I have such funny friends. I'm like,
and then I get a text. I get a text after a while. He goes, what was it? He goes, oh, I just learned this. Apparently there's a possibility that Anthony could be banned for this. So my bad there.
Yeah, because I think if you buy Twitter account, like if you buy Twitter followers, it's considered buying bots, and they'll suspend your account for. Because who gets 1,000 followers in a day?
Well,
oh, my cousin Matt texted me. Anthony, both of our dads have emphysema. Grandpa died of ammonia in lungs, and most of us smoke. You think has anything to do with generational? Ooh, I hope not. Generational curses. I don't know. I just want to stop smoking, Matt. Is Matt in the chat?
I forget what his handle is.
Donnie Brasco or Donnie Bosco?
I don't think I've seen him in here tonight.
No, I mean he watched the other show.
I mean he might be watching. He just maybe
he's probably just not.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Oh, there he is. There he is. It's cuz. I want Matt to come on with us, man. I want you guys to hear Matt's story. Yeah, I want you guys to hear Matt's story. He is
if he's willing to tell it.
Yeah, dude. He's got an unbelievable story.
I mean, there's stuff I'm not even willing to say about myself. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's a personal thing. It's up to him. But he also went to World Youth Day, and he had he came back from World Youth Day like I don't know, some things off at World Youth Day, I think, and he drove like 2 hours to go to the SSPX, and Matt is my cousin. He's my dad's younger brother's son, but he's only a year younger than me. So him and Nicole went to high school together at St. Anthony's.
I'm sure you've seen on Twitter the pictures of some of the responses they got at World Youth Day organizers.
Oh yeah.
Asked the youth there to. I forget what the question was.
It was, what do you think the church can do differently or something like that?
Right. And so they posted like 16 pictures of 16 responses, and like two of the responses they actually pictured were stuff about the Latin Mass or tradition and the Orthodox faith. But I guess it's going around from people who were there and who know that of all the responses they received, like 90% of the responses were like that.
Probably, old tradition, bring back the Orthodox faith, Latin. Dude, they don't grasp that the kids that are on fire for their faith want the Orthodox. Like you don't have a conversion and want some lukewarm milquetoast version of your faith.
No, why convert if to just have more of what the world offers you in a.
It's such a
crappier
weird
form.
thing that they do, right? Like they think that watering it down is going to bring more people in, and every time they do it, it pushes people out. It makes absolutely no sense. No matter how they just keep doubling down on the insanity. I mean, what do you think is going to happen with Strickland? You think he'll resign when they ask him for his resignation?
If he does, it's only because they have something on him, right? So I don't think he resigns of like 100% free will. I don't think he resigns at all. Now, can they canonically force him out of his diocese? I don't know that, but they can't make him not a bishop without like full laicization.
I don't think they'll do that. I think they just want him to resign, right? But I think he'll be more of a problem for them if he resigns.
Right, because he still whether or not he's the ordinary of a diocese, he's still a successor to the apostle, right? And that comes with its own authority. Like, in a sense, the Pope, it does have obviously like universal jurisdiction over the church, but the Pope is still just a bishop.
Yeah,
all the cardinals are still, actually some of the cardinals aren't even bishops, but the cardinals that are still just bishops. Like, bishop is the highest level of ordination. A bishop is a successor.
Yeah, you don't get, so in other words, there's no indelible mark on your soul when you become the Pope.
Exactly, right.
You're at like a bishop is the fullness of ordination. Yep. That's it. So you become a successor to the apostles. So it almost like him not having the responsibility of the Tyler diocese would free him up to go and fly around the country.
Well, I mean, at that point, he really, I mean, that's like a modern Athanasius. And I'm not comparing, I'm not trying to make a huge comparison of him to St. Athanasius, but I'm saying that's what happened to Athanasius. Athanasius was expelled from his diocese. He was exiled from the empire. Like,
did you see that Argentina on fire for Bishop Strickland? Mm-hmm. So he put out a message in English and he put it out in Spanish, and they're going nuts for it in Argentina. Like, he's got more support than, because he's not Vigano, right? Like, Vigano went a little off the rails with the political stuff, I think, right?
And that's not what Strickland has done. He's just talked the faith.
What did he say? He said, if you strike me down, I should become more vocal.
It's the Obi-Wan.
Strickland.
Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars. If you strike me down, I'll be more powerful than you can.
And what do you make of the Strickland visionary stuff? Like, he said, so he didn't say it. Somebody said they saw him at a function, and he said, I had a vision of my hands in blood, and Mary told me to prepare to be a martyr. Now Mike Lewis is mocking this, and what I'll say is, if Strickland says he actually had a vision, I believe him.
Well, first, I want to hear it from Strickland. I'm not going to take secondhand stories,
especially from Mike Lewis.
Well, Mike Lewis, it was reported in the Pillar. That's where Mike Lewis got it from.
No, the Pillar. Mike Lewis reported on this. He like 2 weeks
a while ago. You're right. And
he
then
said,
the Pillar
I have
reported,
a voicemail of somebody from the Tyler diocese telling me that Strickland. That's how we know all the details.
Well, here's the thing: anyone that's gonna call Mike Lewis and leave a cryptic voicemail about something they heard the bishop, that's an enemy of the church, right? That's someone who that is where Peter is audience. I'm not going to trust that. I'm not going to trust them. So I'd want to hear it from Strickland first. But even if Strickland did, that's not outside of our faith. I mean, come on, people.
No, it's not. And my point is, he's not a liar and he's not crazy, right? And those are the only two options. He's either lying about it or he's crazy.
And he's also not going around screaming it from the rooftops, right? Like,
I didn't see Taylor's show today, so everybody's saying Taylor summed it up perfectly. I didn't watch Taylor's show today. I was watching Hugh Owen today. What did you think of the Hugh Owen interview? That went fast, man.
I don't think we even scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me, the stuff that really interests, or the stuff that got me out of the evolutionary mindset was more the philosophical absurdity of it. Like, we talked a lot about some of the scientific stuff, like the genetic entropy and the fossil record and stuff like that. And that's all good as like supporting it. But for me, like the philosophical underpinning of it and the absurdity of it showed me how it was such that evolution is such an extraordinary claim that the evidence that they have provided to this point does not even come close to being at the level necessary to prove such an extraordinary claim.
I think the hardest thing people are going to have, like, because people are going to nitpick that podcast.
Of course.
I think the hardest thing people are going to have the thing that people have the hardest time
you
with.
saw it from that one guy in there at the end.
People the thing that people will have the hardest time with is dinosaurs and people living at the same time.
Right, because they've grown up in a world that has told them constantly, you are stupid for thinking such a thing.
Yeah.
Like, even in my head, when I try to picture it, like my brain, like I almost get this feeling like that, you know what I mean? Like it's
you're like, oh,
nagging thing in the back of your head, like, don't be
dinosaurs?
stupid, don't be so cringe.
I was thinking the same exact thing, right? So, okay, now my thing was I never believed evolution, right? But so I looked at the 6 days of creation and the seven-day Sabbath. I always saw it as, well, God is not on earth. So a day is not necessarily 24 hours. So I had no problem with God creating the earth over a long period of time, but I'm kind of gearing towards saying he's kind of right. Like you have to say God created everything at once and he rested on the seventh day. I mean, that's the story. Yeah. And why would we trust the people who tell us that life does not begin at conception, that vaccine was legit, that a man in a dress is a woman? Why would we trust that?
That's been another thing that has helped me is the absurdity of science at this point in our world, right? Like if the same people who are telling me a man can be a woman when it's like evident,
it's an ideology,
like clearly evident that that's not possible, is the same stupid space wizard that's telling me that, that I'm evolved from a monkey. Well, if the one clearly isn't true, and I can see with my own two eyes that it isn't true, well, then the other one probably isn't true either.
So I'm also watching video of Michio Kaku from 8 years ago yesterday, talking about geoengineering and seeding clouds and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so there's this hurricane coming towards the East Coast right now. And I'm watching a news report and they're like, well, the Air Force is going over and this is what they're telling. So the Air Force was flying close to this hurricane. Now, do you really think if they have the technology, they wouldn't feed these hurricanes to make them worse, to amp up these global warming nonsense claims?
I just don't think we have the technology.
That's different from saying, would they if they could?
Well, bringing it back to 9/11, I don't know if the U.S. government was involved in 9/11, but I believe they.
Why do you not
do such a thing?
Why do you not think we have the technology to geoengineer yet?
Well, we do, but because humans always have. The question is on what scale. Like, can we seed clouds with silver iodide to try to get them to drop moisture sooner? Yeah, but we don't have the technology, at least as far as I know, to heat up the amount of water necessary to add more energy into the storm to raise it from a category 1 to 3 to 2 to 3 to 4 to whatever.
Wait a minute. You got to go back to that comment.
Which one?
Go back. Right there. Okay, Aaron's so right. It's a paradigm shift. For me, the floodgates open when I saw how millions of years of death before sin, right? So if the dinosaurs are wiped out before the fall, that doesn't work.
And it's not even just the dinosaurs. Like it is, obviously that's part of it, but evolution itself, that theory requires death.
Yeah.
It requires you know, it requires you to be born,
We
to
have to
have
bring
you
that up. Yeah, like you have to say to Trent, like Trent. So what you're saying is you
that
don't
death is not part of original sin.
Yeah, that's actually what they had. Aaron, that is such a good comment, Aaron.
You know who my wife has been way more based on this subject than me for a long time, since I've met her. Because she was a Protestant who believed in creation, and that some of our arguments before her converting were on that, and she was far more in line with that sort of thinking than I was. So I have a
Because
lot to
we,
thank her for.
as Catholics, are told no, evolution's totally fine.
And it's not even, we're not even told that. We're told that evolution is true, and if you think otherwise, you're stupid. Like,
Yeah,
the people in the church tell other Catholics that. And yes, we do only have 8 minutes left. 7 minutes left.
I'm trying to see when. Okay, so who do we have on the 19th? Because we have Barry. Next week is Shroud Week, right?
So yeah, this Thursday we have Matthew Plessy on Ember Days. Next week is Shroud Week.
So wait, what days do we? Because the 19th we have Barry Schwartz. When do we have the other guy?
21st.
Why is he not on my calendar?
I don't know.
He's on yours.
Let me double check.
We definitely booked that guy, right?
Yeah, he's on my calendar.
Okay, so the 21st.
You know, I think it is. That's the one I sent you to your AOL email.
Oh, to my AOL.
And then you told me not to do that again.
But I thought I added it myself. That's weird. Okay, and then Bishop Schneider, when did we move that to?
Working on it.
Okay. All right,
He hasn't responded yet.
Well, the reason I was asking is I want to get Aaron on one night.
That would be good.
Yeah, I want to talk to Aaron. But we can't do it. So Thursday we have Matthew Plays or Pleasy.
Would we want to do it the Tuesday before the PA trip?
That would be the 26th. We have no guests lined up for that. So Aaron, if you're around on the 26th, we're gonna do a YouTube show, and then I want to bring you into the locals, and I want to talk to you. I want to meet you.
We'll go easy on you.
Yeah, no, I want to hear, because he's obviously listening to Catholic content.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see where he's at. Just find out what his upbringing was, and
this is the Aaron that is a friend of Keith Nestor.
He's friends with Keith Nestor. Yeah, Keith Nestor's going on Matt Frad on the 19th.
Got to tell Keith to get
I did.
in.
I told him. You know what he said to me? What do you think I have any? I'm like, I'll kill you. Yeah. Aaron. All right, so I'll send you the date. So let's do the 26th. That's the day before we're going to Pennsylvania. And I'd love to get you on. I just want to chat with you, man. I mean, we've been interacting for a while, and you're a Protestant, and I'm amazed that you enjoy our content. So it'd be pretty cool.
I'm amazed anyone enjoys our content. Well, I was too, up until the Barack thing, but now it's like, come on, that's pretty awesome.
What's so original? Come on. Nobody's doing what we do.
Do you ever wonder if there's a reason for that?
Yeah, we're very I just think we're original, man. I'll tell you, I've been watching Catholic content for years, and I always thought it was missing something. Like I always thought it was just missing the just friends hanging atmosphere. I really did.
Yeah.
I see all these guys doing solo shows, right? You see Tim Gordon does solo shows, Taylor Marshall does and I always loved the interview, and I liked when
used to be together.
I know, and I used to love those shows when they were together. I loved those shows, so I kind of miss the boys just hanging thing, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring back, because I mean, you'll still get interviews by those guys, but it's not the same thing as like two guys have. And that's why when we started this, it was never like, you're on my channel. It's like, no, let's do this together, and let's work on this together.
Noticed after we started this, Taylor started doing the in-person cigar thing.
Did he? With Enoch,
with Enoch and Father Nix, and
yeah. I mean, if we're influencing people, that's the point, right?
Yep.
Dude, I'll tell you, there are many content creators that watch our channel. I mean, Kennedy watches us, Steve Cunningham watches us, Nick watches us. Like, guys will just pop in and watch us because they actually enjoy what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, so that right there is a good sign. I mean, Matt Fradd watched an episode of ours, and these are all the guys that
Brandon, we are not influencers. Do not call us that.
We're influencers.
That's so gay, though.
I know it is. It's gay.
We are grifters now, according to the modern definition.
Trying.
Trying.
Trying to grift, but not very good at it.
We might actually break even, like, maybe next month.
If we hit 100. So we're at 92 paid local supporters. If we hit 100, like, you guys have to understand, that's, you think that's 500 a month, but it's not, because locals takes over 30%.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like $350 a month.
It's like $350. You split that in half, so it's $175 each a month. Then we have overhead. I mean, I
paid $72 today for our ability to put up audio podcast.
That's what I mean. And this StreamYard is another $50. And I mean, just stuff costs money. So yes, guys, please say a Hail Mary for me tonight as you're going to sleep. I need all the help I could get. But I'm not even kidding. God is like really giving me some grace right now, because I never thought I could even go 3 days, man. I've always been like really, always thought I was so addicted to. I mean, I slept with that stupid thing, that vape. I would every morning I would go to leave for work, and I'd be searching my bed for my vape. My wife called it my binky. So what do you like, if you a binky? Like, shut up. She was so annoyed about it. She hated it. But yeah, just no, she's not wrong. She's completely right.
That's why I pissed Anthony off.
Yeah. I mean, she was right. So I was telling her today, she's like, are you going to go? I'm like, no, I just have to like, just be a man about it. I'm like, just be a man. Like, you can't have it. That's it. You don't want to die. You don't want your kids seeing you go out that way. Avoiding Babylon is the best. Sincerely, you guys are my absolute favorites. I've only ever paid for content from one channel, and yours it is. Thank you, guys. No, guys, you don't realize, like, we want to keep doing this. It's just our wives are gonna.
we do want to get Anthony Stein on. It's just his schedule makes it hard. Well,
we got to do a Friday night.
His schedule and our schedules together make it hard.
We got to do a Friday night, he said. And we will. We had him booked one night, and it just didn't work out. Trying to time that, you know, with Stein. And then there was one other thing we had to talk about today.
Oh, what was it?
There's one other thing. I'm trying to find it in our text message.
Was it about our upcoming trip? Not the one to Pennsylvania, the one to San Diego to talk to what's his name on air. Remember that?
Oh no, you know who we're getting? We didn't even